Hello everyone, my name is Aarti Rathuri and today we will be studying the first chapter of business studies. The name of this chapter is Business, Trade and Commerce, and we will be doing the second section of this chapter, that is nature and concept of business. Children, we are human beings and we indulge ourselves in various activities. These are called human activities. Human activities are divided into two parts. Number one is economic activities and the second one is non-economic activities. So let's learn that what are economic activities. Economic activities are those activities where the motive is to earn money or the profit. So here the activities where we think that we have to earn money, we are doing this particular activities for the motive of profit. So such activities are called economic activities. There are some non-economic activities which we perform. What are non-economic activities? Non-economic activities are those activities which we perform for love, compassion, empathy, sentiments. They are basically for the religion, for the country or for the society. So we can divide these economic and non-economic activities in further parts. So economic activities is divided into, these activities are divided into three parts. First one is business. The second one is profession. And the third one is employment. Now, let's categorize non-economic activities. So, non-economic activities can be performed because of some religion or spirituality. Second is patriotic activities and some social activity for the society basically. So if I am saying economic activities, some example of economic activities are a shopkeeper. What does a shopkeeper do? You go to the shopkeeper and you ask him to give you 1 kg rice. He will give that to you, but he won't be giving it to you free of cost. Rather, he will expect you to give him some money. So he is performing that activity to earn money. If you are not well and you went to a doctor, you say that you ask him for the treatment, doctor will treat you and will prescribe some medicines for you. What you gonna give to him? You will pay his fees. So the doctor has performed this activity for the sake of money. A teacher is teaching in a school or a banker is working in a bank for what? For the salary. So all these profession, the business profession and employment, so all these occupations are economic activity and they involve money. Money is involved here. Their motive is to earn money. Whereas when I talk about non-economic activity, here religious, if you are giving something, some donation to a beggar, or you are giving it in a temple or a mosque or a gurudwara, church, you give that just for the purpose of religion. You do not expect anything against it in exchange of that. Next is for the country. The third one is for the society. Suppose your mama is cooking food for you. Do you think she cooks food for the sake of money? Does she want some money from you? No, because she loves you so much. That's why she cooks food for you or she washes your clothes. When I say suppose you have seen a old sick man, you wanted, and he was trying to cross the road. You wanted to help him, so you decided and you went close to him and hold his hand and helped him to cross the road. Why have you done that? Just because you felt compassion and because of that love you have done this. So the services which we provide for the sake of love, compassion or sentiments are called non-economic activity. I hope you have understood it very clearly, and now let me just give you a small summary of it. Economic activities include money, whereas non-economic activity does not include money. It is done because of love, compassion, empathy, sentiments. That is why we perform non-economic activities. Then the second point is economic activities is divided into business, profession and employment. Whereas non-economic activities are divided into religion, patriotism and for social cause. So now we will learn about business, its concept, nature and objectives. So let's see. What is a business? What is the concept of business? Business is derived from the word busy. Busy. In simple word, we can say that business refers to an occupation in which people are regularly engaged in the activities related to the production, purchase, sale and exchange of goods and services to satisfy the need of other person, but with a motive to earn money. So business is the production or the purchase, sale, exchange, transfer of goods and services with profit motive. In simple language, we can say these lines that business, again I am repeating, business is the production. So first you produce something, then purchase. So first you purchase something, then you produce the finished good which you sell or exchange, transfer that good or services with the motive to earn profit. There is one definition here, and this definition is given by L.H. Hannay. So according to this definition, business is defined as a human activity. Of course, this is a human activity, as I told you. If this is a human activity, what type of human activity is this? Because it's a business, and business is an economic activity. So business is defined as a human activity, that is economic activity, directed towards producing or acquiring, directed towards producing. So the businessman produce something or acquire something, acquire wealth through buying and selling of goods. So a businessman sell or buy goods in order to acquire or produce wealth, that is money. So this is the definition of business, and I hope you have understood the concept as well. Now we will know the characteristic of nature of business. Now we will learn the characteristics of business. What are the different factors which makes a business different from rest of the occupation? So these are the various characteristics. Let's begin with the first one. The first is an economic activities. This we have already done. Business is an economic activity. So if you want to consider an activity to be a business, it should be an economic activity. That means the motive should be to earn money. Suppose I have a toy and I gave that toy to a beggar on the road, a small child. Do you think I have done a business? No, that's not a business. That is done because of the compassion. That won't be considered as business because it's not an economic activity. So if you want to categorize a particular activity as a business, it should be an economic activity. Now second one, production or procurement of goods and services. So if I say procurement or production of goods and services, that means if I want to sell something, I should have goods in my hand or services in my hand. So I have to produce that material which I want to sell. If I do not have anything in my hand, I will not be able to sell it. And if I won't be able to sell anything, I won't be able to earn anything. Therefore, it will not be considered as business. So if I want an activity to be considered as business, there the production or procurement of goods and services should be included. Next is sale or exchange of goods and services. Suppose I have purchased something or I have produced something and I am keeping it with me, I am not selling it. It won't be considered as business. Again, the point sale or exchange of good and services will arise there. So I should have a good in my hand If I have goods in my hand and I'm selling them, then only it will be considered as business. So first of all, I have to purchase something, procure something, produce something, and then I have to sell it or exchange that good and services. Then dealing in goods and services on a regular basis. See, I have a car, I want to sell that car. The cost of that car is 5 lakh rupees. I sold that car to one of my friend for 5 lakh rupees. I procured something, I had something to sell, yes. I sold it, yes. Economic activity because I have earned something, yes. But am I a businessman? No, I am not, because I am not doing this activity regularly. Therefore, if I want to consider any of the activity as business, there should be a regularity in the process. So there should be many cars, or I should have a showroom of cars where I am selling and purchasing the cars. I am selling it and people should purchase that. The process should be regular. There should be regular flow of purchase or sale of goods or services. Then only it will be considered as business. So if I have something, one thing, and I am selling it, it won't be considered as business. I should be involved in dealing of those things or those goods or services on regular basis. It should be a continuous process. Okay. The next is profit earning. The most important characteristics. If I'm a businessman, my main motive should be to earn profit. If I am doing something without the motive of earning profit, it won't be considered as business, because a business can only run if you earn profit. Without earning profit, you won't be able to run the business. The motive of each and every businessman is profit. Profit motive is the main objective, main aim of every business. Therefore, it is one of the main characteristics of business. Uncertainty of return. I started a business. I involved 10 lakh rupees, but I do not know whether I will be able to get them back or not. So there is a element of uncertainty of return in business. So a businessman purchase the goods from a retailer, purchase the goods from wholesaler, but they do not know that whether they will be able to sell all the goods or not. So there is a element of uncertainty in their mind. Therefore, we can say that one of the characteristics is uncertainty of return, because we do not know that we will be able to earn the amount which we have inculcated in the purchase, production or procurement of that particular goods or services. Next is element of risk. This is again same. I do not know if I have done the production of sweaters, but the taste change. Customers are not ready to purchase the same designs of sweater. So there is a risk. I can have loss also. So we can say that under the characteristics of business, there is a very relevant element of risk. Every business has this element of risk. You never know whether you will be able to earn profit or loss. You inculcate money, you involve your money, but you do not know whether there is no 100% chances of earning profit. You are not sure that definitely you're going to be earning profit. It's not sure. So there is element of risk in business. The last one is legal activity. See, business will be considered as a business if it will have some legal activity. So if somebody is doing something which is not legal, which will not be allowed by the law, that cannot be considered as business. So smuggling and these are the things which will not be considered as business because they are not legal. So the activities which are legal and which involve all the rest characteristics will be considered as business. So I hope you have understood the characteristic. Now just have a small recap of it again. The characteristics of business involve an economic activity because it involves money. So number one point is it's an economic activity. Business is an economic activity. In business, the main element is the main thing is production or procurement. If you want to sell something, you need to first produce it or procure the goods and services. After the procurement, you have to sell the thing. The dealing of goods and purchasing, the purchase and sale process should be regular. It should not be just once or twice. Profit should be the main motive. You are doing that, a businessman is doing it just to earn profit. There is always uncertainty of return. If you have involved 10 lakh rupees, we have spent 10 lakh rupees, it's not compulsory that you will get them back. So you have that uncertainty of return. Element of risk, it is not sure that you will be able to earn profit. It depends. Then it should be of legal in nature. The activity should be legal. It should not be illegal activity. So these are the characteristics of business. Now let me drag your attention towards the objectives of business. This is very important. You should know what are the objectives of a business. So first of all, it is earning profit. We already know why do we perform a business. We perform a business to earn profit. So this is the main objective, the chief objective of every businessman or of any business. So the objective of business is to earn profit. Number one is earning profit. Second is market study. Now what do you mean by a market study? There are many competitors in the market. You know, there is Colgate toothpaste, Babool is also there, Pepsodent is also there. All these should work hard to fight with their competitors. So all the businessmen should work, they have to work so efficiently that they can stand in the market in front of their competitors. They have to perform better. Their presentation, their product, their service should be better. You know, there are ample number of mobile phones. We have Samsung, we have Redmi, Vivo, Oppo. There are so many phones available in the market. Each and every company has to work very hard, should bring different type of product which can help them to stand in the market. If they won't be able to stand in the market, the growth will decline and they will not earn profit. So the company will demolish. There will be no company, no such company available. Therefore, I can say that if a company wants to stand in the market, they have to perform better than their competitor. The third one is innovation. You might have seen that Samsung bring one phone and then the better one with different features. Why a company does that? Innovation is creativity. A company has to bring a better product than other, as well as it has the competition with its own product. So the second product should be better than the first one. If the company won't do any such thing, it won't be able to grow. So if a business want to grow, it should bring innovation in the product or the services. The next one is productivity. Now what is productivity? Suppose I have involved or I have spent 5 lakh rupees and this is the input. I should expect my output to be more than what I have invested. So we should, or a businessman should, compare the value of output and input. So the value of output should be always more than the value of input. If the value of input is more and the output is less, that is not a good sign. So the objective of every business is to compare the value of output and input, and the value of output should be more. Whatever it has earned should be more than whatever it has spent in the business. The next one is physical and financial resources. So when I say physical and financial resources, you must be knowing that business need many resources. That can be money, that can be machine, that can be labor. So all the resources which a business has, all those resources should be best utilized. There should be no wastage. So the objective of every business should be to optimum or to best utilize the physical and the financial resources. If the company will have wastage, it will bear loss. To stop loss, each and every resource should be efficiently utilized, effectively utilized. The next one is manager performance and development. A manager plays a very important role in the growth of the business. It is the manager who, there are different levels of management that you learn in further chapters. So manager plays a very vital role because he makes the policy, he ensures to implement it, he organizes the resources, he helps the workers. So manager of different departments have different types of authorities as well as duties. So it is very important that the manager skills should be developed timely. The performance of the manager should be good. If we are giving proper trainings to the manager, if the business will ensure to give proper managerial trainings, motivation to their managers, definitely manager will work efficiently in order to attain the required or decided goals, or to attain or to achieve earn profit. So this is very important for every business to give proper managerial trainings to their managers. The business man should motivate the managers. The businessman should listen to the problems of the manager and should try to solve those problems and should motivate their managers so that the managers can work efficiently and effectively for the company, for the business. The next one is workers' performance and attitude. So again, manpower. If we say manager, we also have workers in our company. They are the one who do the field work. They are the one who produce the thing or who procure the things. So it is very important that the performance of the workers should be good. If workers will not perform good, the company will not be able to produce a better quality of good. Next is the attitude. The attitude of the businessman towards the worker or the attitude of the managers towards the worker should be good. One should listen to the problems of the workers. One should provide a good working environment to the workers. Then only they will be able to perform their work nicely. If they will have some problem or if there will be some such situation in the environment, working environment, which is not fruitful for the workers, worker will not be able to give their 100%. They will not be able to do good, perform good or produce good. That is again a drawback or a scarcity for the business. Next is social responsibility. There are some social responsibilities of a business, that is to keep their society neat and clean, to grow trees, to solve the problems of the people living in the neighborhood. So these are the responsibilities towards the society. So the business or the company should take care that the society, the people staying near to the company or the factory or the industry should not have any such problem. Like we have seen many factories, they are polluting the air, water and sound pollution. So the business man should take care of these things. It should not do that. He should find out the ways through which these types of problem can be solved. Then the businessman can have plantation. He should ensure that there are many trees around the factory or the company. So these are the social activities of or social objectives of a businessman. Let's have a small recap again. So the objective of business, the first is earning profit. As I told you, the main motive of every business is to earn profit. The second one is market standing. The business should try its level best to present the best product or services so that it can stand in front of its competitors and can do better than them. Next is innovation. Your product which was there earlier in the market, the new product should have various such features or qualities which can show that yes, your innovation is seen, you have done some creativity with the product which was already existing in the market. That is required, that is required because then only you will be able to earn more profit. Next is productivity. Your output should be more, your input should be less. So compared to your input, your output should be more, then only you will have more profit. Next is your best utilization of the resources. Whatever resources a business has, whether it is machinery, it is raw material, it is labor, human resource, everything should be best utilized, effectively utilized. Next is managers. You have managers in your company, definitely you will have managers in the business, yes. So the performance of the manager should be good. It can be good only if various types of training will be given to the managers, if somebody will motivate the manager. Next are the workers. Again, human resource, workers, their problem should be solved, proper attention should be given to them. The managers and the owner should, the business owner should have a positive attitudes towards the worker. They should be given importance. And the last one, as I told you, is social activities. Business has its own objectives towards the society, its responsibility towards the society. It is the responsibility of the businessman to take care of the neighborhood and the society. So these are the objectives of business. So let's have a small summary of what we have done. In this video, we have learned about economic activities and non-economic activities. Both these activities are human activities. Economic activities are further divided into business, profession and employment. Business, we have learned the concept and nature of business. We have also learned the objectives of business. Hope you all have liked this video. If yes, please press the like button, subscribe the channel and do not forget to share it. Thank you so much.